Hey, and welcome to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Courtney, and I'm excited because I'm going to be starting a social media marketing series today. This is the first episode video in the series. So if you are looking to become a social media influencer, start social media for a company or brand, start an online brand, start social media for an already existing company, you want to grow your social media, then this is who I'm gearing this towards. So to give my quick background as to why I've decided to make this video and where I've come from, I have my bachelor's in business. I studied marketing and I mainly focused on social media marketing. I took over the social media for my family's chocolate company, I believe 3 or so years ago now. So I run our retail stores, social media, our line of Heart Healthy Dark Chocolate, which is kind of on hold right now. Another line of chocolate we do. I run all of the social media for the podcast that my friends and I do, as well as all my social media for this. So this is just the top basic tips that I have that I think are some of the most important things to learn. So from here, I'm obviously going to expand. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I want to answer questions that people have. Right now, I'm just putting together content of things I already know, but of course, this is to help other people. So if you have questions, if you want to know things, please ask. And if I don't know, I want to be able to do the research and help you figure it out. So let's jump into it. So I'm going to start with two that go hand in hand. And the first one is that consistency is key. So basically, what I mean by that is you can't post content, 2 or 3 days in a row and great stuff, and then, not post anything for 2 weeks, and then, continue and post a bunch of crazy stuff for a couple days, and then not post again for 4 weeks. If it's for a business or a company, you don't want to only post when you have sales or deals going on, because then your content only looks like a sales pitch and is not going to invite other people to follow it or want to see what you have going on, because the only thing you're really providing them is a sales pitch. So if you're a company or a brand, you want to provide quality content. So for example, with our retail company, I regularly post photos of different products that we have going on, but I will have fun captions or fun things to do with them. For example, so we're a chocolate factory, candy store, we have wine, all kinds of candy. So the other day we have these gummy bears that they're amazing gummy bears. We sell them in individual flavors, and the flavors, they're just, the company that we get them from does an amazing job with the flavors. So I took a photo and recommended that people add some alcohol. So put the gummy bears into a cup and add either vodka or rum, let them soak, and then the gummy bears are soaked in alcohol, and then you have gummy bear flavored vodka. But so what I did there was, yes, I was slightly promoting our product, but I was also providing value to the consumer, because I can do something fun with what that is. Or I'll take our chocolate items and say, hey, did you know you can do this with it? Or did you know that dark chocolate has this type of benefit for you? So educate your consumer, as well as providing them interesting content, in order so that when you do send them, a sales pitch or post something about a sale or try to get them to purchase your product, they feel more inclined to, because they love your company, they love the things you post regularly, they love the content you provide them, or you've found a way to connect personally with your customers so that they are more obligated or feel more willing to purchase from you because they like you as a company. Now, however, that does bring me to my next point. While you do want to be consistent, you also want to be careful of the quality of your content, because you want to have quality over quantity. You could put out a blog post every single day, but if they're not good, what's the point? You want to be able to create content that people are going to go back and look on later and still appreciate, or you can tell people, hey, go look back at this blog post because it's going to answer that question you have, and you're not embarrassed to say it. Even though you created it a year ago or 2 years ago, you've always been putting effort into quality work. So when a year down the line somebody's looking for information and you've already answered that question in a blog post that you did a long time ago, or a recipe that you did a long time ago, or a YouTube video, or whatever it is, you could say, oh yeah, go check out this one video that I did that one time. Like, for example, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I already recorded, see, English. I already recorded this little specific quality versus quantity tip, but I didn't like the way I expressed it. I didn't like the way I iterated it. So I stopped for a second, went okay, and then I re-explained it, and now I like the way it sounds much better as I'm explaining it this time. So I'm going to move on to my next point. But that right there is my point, that yeah, I could sit here and half-ass it and just say whatever and not really care and string it together in a video because it's easier to edit, but I want to put out quality content. So if I don't like the way that I worded it and I don't think it's going to come across the way that I wanted it to, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to take the time to edit it because I want to put out quality content so that even in a year from now, I can reference back and say, hey, I did an entire series on social media marketing. You should totally go check it out. I'll have it, I'll send you the link or something like that. All right, so now the most important thing when it comes to being consistent and having the good quality content is planning ahead. Planning ahead is going to save your life. If you try to create content on the spot, on the day, right there, right on a whim, as quickly as possible, I want to record a video now and throw it up tomorrow, you're not going to create your best work possible, and you're not going to have time to look back at it later and go, oh wait, I could totally add this or change this or throw this in, or I need to do this. Planning ahead gives you time to create the content, look at it again at a future date before you post it and say, yes, this is exactly what I wanted, and then post it. It also creates a lot less stress. You're not worried about, oh, what's going up today, or what do I want this to say, things like that. You know what you're putting out that day. You know what's going up. Certain things like, maybe posting a picture on Instagram, that's pretty easy on a whim. But writing a blog post, if you're going to write a blog post, write the blog post, sleep on it, and then give it a day to look at it again, read through that blog post, make sure you said what you wanted to say. You might even think of something overnight, be like, oh, I should totally add that. Or as you're reading it back again, you might notice a mistake that you didn't notice earlier because you wrote it the day before when you were kind of tired. Or you might go back and be like, oh my god, I totally forgot to add that part. So plan ahead, write ahead, don't post things the day you create them. I mean, like I said, if it's an Instagram post, Facebook post, yeah, of course, those are simple, little, and easy. But if you're doing a boosted post for a campaign that you're doing on Facebook that's going to run for a week, you might not want to do that day. You might want to plan that out. Make sure you look at it again. Make sure, maybe look at if you have a team or you have other people you work with, hey, is this what we want our ad to run? Is this what we want it to look like? And if it's just you, in my case, typically it is just me creating a lot of the content, at least it gives me time to look at it again and say, oh, I should totally add this, or I forgot this part. So planning ahead gives you a second option to look at it, as well as making sure that you're not stressed or scrambling to post things on the day of, or, it hits 5 o'clock, you're like, crap, I didn't post anything today. You planned ahead. It's all prepared. It's all ready to go. So I like to plan out social media content calendars. I love planning a full month at a time. Makes things really easy. Go through and mark the important dates first. Go through for our retail store, I mark when we have wine tastings. So then once I know when we have wine tastings, I can map out, okay, this is when the email goes out. This is when the Instagram post goes out. This is when the Facebook post needs to be boosted. And then, all right, right there, I already have 6 to 12 items worth of social media content, because we have 2 wine tastings a month, straight into the calendar that I already know that are going to be there every month, that are super easy, and now I just have to fill in the blanks with other interesting content. And that way, once it's planned out and it's there, you also won't forget, and then it makes your content look smooth, organized, and much less stressful. Alright, my next tip is one of my favorite ones, and it is to write down everything. Everything. So, write down important dates, write down important anything like that has to do with things that people tell you to post or you need to post. Write down your ideas. Write down even the stupid ideas that you think, oh, even if this is an idea that I have, it's not plausible for 5 years into the future. Write it down. Because you don't want to forget 5 years into the future. So I have a notes section in my phone for so many of the different projects that I have. So like I have a podcast note that has future podcast ideas. So for example, today I was at the gym and I was walking on the treadmill, and all of a sudden I was like, we need to talk about this in the podcast. This is an amazing idea. We need to talk about this. And so I jumped my feet off to the sides, whipped out the notes section of my phone, and wrote that down, that idea. And I'm so glad I did, because by the end of my workout, I had already thought about so many other things that I was like, wait, what was that I had been thinking about earlier? And whipped out my notes, and I was like, oh yes. And so then when I told, my fellow podcast friends, they were like, love it, let's do it. And so seriously, write down everything. Write down your crazy ideas. Write down your dreams. Write down, even if it's something that you're not going to do for a few months from now. So for example, a lot of times I'll come up with things like, oh, during the holiday season, we should promote this and do this way. So what I'll do is I have an entire holiday calendar that I write out at the beginning of the year, and then when I come up with an idea for something I should do to advertise during that holiday season, I write it down, so then when it comes to 4th of July, oh yeah, I wanted to advertise graduations this year, because, graduations are coming up, and that's not typically something you might necessarily think to get chocolate for, but we can make our chocolate your school colors, so why not advertise that? So it's things like that. Write down your ideas, even the crazy ones, because you never know what can come from them. Alright, and so then my final tip for this video is to keep up with social media apps. They are always changing. Social media apps are constantly adding new features, taking away features, changing things up, changing their algorithms, changing the way they do things. So the best thing you can do is try to stay as on top of it as possible. So for example, Instagram rolled out their IGTV, might be coming up in a year now. I'm not really sure exactly when they rolled that out. But when they launched it, there were a few people who jumped straight on the bandwagon and started creating a bunch of IGTV content, only to quickly find out that people really weren't that super into it. Yeah, you can occasionally watch it. Sometimes you'll get notifications for it. I'm sure there is a good amount of people who do watch it. But when it comes down to it, most influencers found that their audience was not watching IGTV, and so they didn't put time and effort into it. So the people that did, it wasn't necessarily a waste of time, but their time probably could have better been spent elsewhere. So with that being said, you want to keep on top of things, and you want to gauge your audience's reaction to them. So when something new like that comes out, don't automatically put all your time and effort to it. Hop onto your Instagram story, throw up a poll and says, hey, would you be interested in us doing IGTV about this? And say yes or no. Would you be interested in us doing an Instagram Live or a Facebook Live? Poll your audience. Find out what your audience is looking for. Find out what they want. Because in the end, the people already following you are already your target audience. So in order to help that target audience grow or stay sustainable, you want to listen to them and listen to what they want. And it is still your content, your brand, your channel, your whatever, so you should continue to stay true to yourself and who you are. But that doesn't mean that you can't incorporate the things that the people who are helping your business or helping you grow, show them what they want to see. So yeah, those are my tips so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you enjoyed this, if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, and like I said, what you want to see. This was sort of a beginner video, so if you're a little bit further into social media and maybe you kind of already knew these things, let's go deeper. Let's go further. I want to hear from you. I want to help people. And yeah, so I will link my blog, which I do not spend, I definitely know I will probably have some people hop over and look at my blog and say, you're not very consistent over there, but my main focuses are my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my podcast, and my work. Those are my priorities. The blog is kind of when I get the chance to throw up a recipe, I will. But yeah, feel free to check that out as well. But Instagram and YouTube for me is where it's at. So thank you so much for watching.